Hello and welcome, vegan savages, to another Vegains Podcast. No, wait, my usual intro is like without vegan savages. Should I change that? Hello and welcome to another episode. Okay, let's change it. Hello and welcome, vegan savages, to another episode of the Vegains Podcast. Because you're my vegan savages, you're my family, and I'm so stoked because I do another solo podcast episode. We haven't done that in a while. Let me think just a second. I don't even remember the last one. So it feels good. Recently, here in Bali, I don't know, I got 3 people on my podcast. Axel, Adina, and Maddie. Another one is coming soon. One of the owners of a restaurant chain here in Bali. Be stoked. Coming soon, but I don't know what struck me. I just felt the urge not the urge, but that's why I love traveling, just to get inspired, new ideas, things I want to talk about, and I actually have a list of many topics I want to talk about, solo podcast episodes. Should I make you stoked? Okay, here we go. One episode I want to talk about when to say yes and when to say no. Another one I want to just talk about a review of Bali, like how did I like it here? What do I recommend? Do I even recommend coming here? What about the cost? How much did I spend? How affordable can you make it? All the cons, all the pros, all the culture, all the this and that, just the Vegains insights. But the trip isn't over yet, so I gotta experience more, but that's coming. Then I wanna talk just by myself about open relationships. Then I wanna dedicate an entire episode about self-love. And then I want to talk about an entire episode about traveling alone. Wait, did you read the title? That's what we're gonna talk about today. Traveling alone. Wait a minute, you're not traveling alone. You travel, or you are in Bali with your ex-girlfriend. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I don't travel alone this trip, but that doesn't stop me from talking about traveling alone. Because I traveled a lot alone in the past. Like, I went to Thailand 2 years ago for 3 weeks just by myself. I recently just booked spontaneously a flight to Barcelona just by myself. I even moved to Berlin about 6 years ago just by myself, and that was one of the best decisions ever, that I did it alone, because thus I could truly find myself. What do I want in life? What are my passions? And then I stumbled across veganism, I stumbled across self-love, I started to love myself, I started to follow my excitement, what excites me in life, and I started to find out what it is. And I wasn't shaped by my environment, because I was my own environment, so I could find out who am I really, what is my true natural self, what do I like to do in life, what are my passions, what really excites me, and I started to follow that, and now I became my true natural self and love my life the way how I live it, because I live it following my passions, following my excitements. Now I got it. And that's because I wasn't shaped by my old environment. I broke out of it alone from Munich, came to Berlin, the capital city of Germany, and just alone. And that's what I want to talk about, traveling alone, because most people out there are afraid of traveling alone. Like, you cannot do that, or it's either it's dangerous or it's awkward. Like, how do I go out to eat in restaurants just by myself? How this and that? Oh, that's so. And then it's often insecurity, and they're uncomfortable, and they need their environment, and that they don't feel maybe lonely, and this and that and this and that and this. And many people think traveling alone, that's not normal. You cannot do that. You need someone. Even if you don't really like that person that much, it's better to travel alone, right? Honey, listen, I'm gonna convince you now that traveling alone is also great, and sometimes even greater than traveling with other people. Nothing is better. It's all about the people you're traveling with. If they're like-minded people, if you move into the same direction, if they support you, that you can follow your highest excitement and do the things you love, then traveling with other people, great, do it, I'm all for it. But if you want to go on a trip, like it's freaking winter in somewhere in wherever you live in Europe or the United States or somewhere in the world and it's freezing cold and you want to escape, and your friends are like, I gotta study for college, I gotta save money, this, that, and you just have the urge, you want to go, then don't let the lack of friends who want to join you let you stay at home, but just do it alone. And now, let's talk about it. Traveling alone. Isn't it super, 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 super weird? And it's not. It's actually one of the best opportunities to truly get to know yourself. Because you're so free. You have all the choices. You are so independent. You can just decide whatever you want to go. You want to go into the gym. You want to go for food. You want to explore this area, that area. You just want to go. And there's no waiting. Oh, I have to wait until everyone is ready. Especially if you're a big group. You waste so much of your trip just with waiting. Oh, he's not ready. Or he forgot something. Oh, we have a problem over here. Oh, we have a problem over there. No, it's just your problems, which are a minimum, and just yourself, what you want to do. So there is no waiting, you just go. You can truly 100% follow your passions. Like, what do you want to do? What excites you? What was that fun? Then I do it the next day because it was fun. I met new people and they said, this area is great, so I'm gonna go there. So you're totally free. You can just totally go, and that's a big aspect of what I love traveling alone. That there is no waiting, that there is no other issues, problems, this and that. No, it's just you. You could say, oh, that's a selfish thing, but no. That's BS. You cannot help others if you cannot help yourself. And the trip where you start with yourself, only helping yourself, is so great because caring about others, it's so great and important and it gives you a lot. But what is more important, start with yourself, caring about you. And a trip where you just care about you. What do you want to do? What do you really want to do? Not like, oh, I just travel somewhere with my old environment and I just do what we always do. Like, but is that really you? Because sometimes when you're then alone and there isn't your environment like, oh, no, we're, I don't know, Ibiza, let's go to the club, let's go party. But you're alone and you're like, do you really want to go party? And is that really me? So you start to truly find yourself, care about you, and find the person you truly are. I call it becoming your true natural self. So you each day you're like, what really excites me? Like, what are the things I want to do? And often we're so shaped by our environment, we keep doing things we often don't even like that much, but we're just used to it and our friends do it. So if you break out of your environment alone, you truly find yourself and you find what excites you in life. And if you keep following that, your life becomes just great. Because where you put energy in, where you put time and energy in, something will grow and manifest. In 2019, you can make a living with everything. So if you follow your passions, your excitements, you can make a living of that as a side product. But you just do the things in life you love, and you just that's what everyone should do and everyone deserves. So traveling often makes you more aware of what are your core values are. What do you really like to do? Like for me, it's simple. I like to work out almost every day. I like weightlifting. I like to build muscle. I eat a cruelty-free vegan diet because I care about the planet, I care about the animals, I care about my health. So I eat delicious plant-based foods and I'm excited about finding great places all over the world. Like here in Bali, it's just heaven. Indulging in all the fruits. These are things that excite me. Vlogging, producing cool stuff for social media. Vlogging every single day for my YouTube channel, making you part of my lifestyle. Instagram, recording a podcast. These are all my passions. And traveling alone, what am I rambling about? I just lost my track of thought. But now, how to actually do it, how to travel alone, because I know you're hopefully you're still listening and you're not like this, oh, he's always talking about follow your highest excitement, but that's really what it comes down to. I cannot emphasize that enough. But now, I know what you're thinking, like, alone in a hotel, I get so lonely. Have you heard of something called hostels? Hostels are gems when it comes to traveling alone, because you're surrounded by other people, so you don't get really lonely. And often they're super friendly in hostels. Like when I was in Thailand, most of the time I was in Chiang Mai, and I most of the time stayed in hostels. Dirt cheap. I paid like €4 for one night, and you just find friends. And that's the thing. You travel alone, yes. You hop on the airplane alone, but you can make friends everywhere, and you're so much more encouraged to speak to others, because if you're with your friends, you usually talk to your friends. Like you're in your own zone and bubble, and you don't really go out and meet new friends most of the time. Like when you have your own group, you speak your native language with them, and you stay with them. But if you're alone, you go to a hostel, like there's a shared kitchen, you go there, you prepare your meal, and you just say, hi, how are you doing? And then, oh, where are you from? And you meet another person, and with the one you connect, and like, oh, we're going tomorrow to the waterfall, you want to join? And you're like, yeah, sounds cool. Tomorrow I don't have plans because I'm just super independent. I just can do whatever the heck I want. I'm alone. So yeah, let's go tomorrow to this waterfall. And like, cool. And like, okay, these people, they were super nice, but they're not so cool. So you want to go to another place, you go to a new hostel, and you say, hi, hey, how are you? And you meet a person, and you're like connecting instantly, and you're talking all evening, and all of a sudden it's 3 a.m. in the morning, and you're like, oh, let's go to bed. Next morning you go to breakfast together, you work out, and turns out you travel the next 2 weeks together because you like each other so much. You get tattoos together, you really maybe become girlfriend and boyfriend. Because you went out there, talked to people, and just connected to like-minded people. And just, you quickly get it. Are we on the same frequency? Do we have the same things that excites us? Like, do we have the same hobbies and stuff? And if not, it's always just fun learning from other people, like where are they from, what are they doing here, and do they have some recommendations, and oh, you're vegan as well, like what is your favorite restaurant, oh cool, this place I haven't checked out, let me tell you my favorite spot, and you get to know good spots, and then often you meet just like-minded people, and you just travel with them for a bit. Like here, I just came with Scorpion Mind, so okay, I didn't travel alone, but just with my ex-girlfriend, but we didn't stay in our bubble. We met Axel, we met Maddie, we met Adina, we met now Violetta, we met Sarah. So just lots of people, and we do stuff with them, and they come and go, and it's just fun because we're meeting so many people. And like-minded people, we do something together, we go for food, we go to a waterfall, we do something. And alone, you can make the most friends, so you're not alone. And if you feel lonely, then just do that. But you don't have to do that, and that is the thing. Don't go alone somewhere and desperate. I just want to connect. I just want to be surrounded by people. Enjoy being alone, because if you truly can chill just by yourself, then you're so free. Then you know that whatever comes, like my friends, close friends, they say, I don't like you anymore. I don't want to hang out. Your girlfriend or your boyfriend breaks up. You always have you. And if you know how to chill by yourself, that means everything. That means self-love. That means I'm going to someone I really like, and if the worst thing happens, like, oh, I don't like you, leave my place, I'm not crushed. I'm not like, oh, I'm not worthy. No, I know that I have myself. I love myself. I can chill just by myself, and myself is all I need, and everything else is extra. I know that I'm infinitely supported by the universe, and I can just chill, and nothing can like destroy me, like, oh, I'm not worthy, no one likes me, life sucks. No, I always have myself, and everything else is extra. So, what other situations? For example, yeah, and now, restaurants, like, eating just by myself, isn't it super weird? No. It's just, if you make something weird, awkward, lonely, it is weird, awkward, and lonely, but if you don't make it that, it's not. For example, I'm here, I arrived in Canggu just by myself, my friends are still in the island, and I'm loving it. I just went to a restaurant, and it was so great, and I actually miss going to restaurants alone. I do that much, I eat so much, sorry. I enjoy mostly eating alone so much more than with other people, because when I eat, I want to enjoy food. I want to chew well, so I enjoy it. I am mindful, and my digestion is good because I chew a lot, and I it's not like, oh, we're in a conversation, I just want to say something, so I just swallow big pieces, and I didn't even notice my food. I love to eat alone. And honey, don't forget your earphones. I always have my AirPods in my backpack. So before my food arrived, I just was on my phone. So bring your phone. Always have lots of data, and most restaurants have also Wi-Fi. And then you can use the time so productively. Or bring your MacBook. Like, work for a bit. Find other things you want to do around it. Just read a couple of articles. Like the area. You arrived in a new area. Read a couple of articles about that. Chill on Instagram, do something, and then order your food. And when the food arrives, I put my earpods in and I listen to either to YouTube, I watch YouTube videos, or to podcasts. And thus I can just chew because I don't have to talk, and I could get good input in, whether it's entertainment, whether it's information, or a mix of both, and can really enjoy my food, chew well, and be mindful. And I just don't like talking while eating because I want to eat. So now just bring you. How many people do you see nowadays just with headphones in the restaurant? And I think, hey, that's cool. You're listening to something cool. You're enjoying some good food. You're not stuck in your apartment all day. Good for you. I do it all the time. And if you're not a fan of, I don't know, if you forgot your headphones, or if you're not a fan of listening to something, then bring a book and read something while you eat, or while you wait for your food, or I don't know, a magazine. I recommend listening to something because then you can really eat and look around and just, because reading, I don't know, do whatever you want, but like reading or listening to something, or if you, and also at restaurants, it's a great place to make new friends. Like, because for example, I go to vegan restaurants here in Bali, and guess what? Like-minded people are there because they're other vegan curious, or also other vegans, and often they're like-minded. And because I reach a lot of people on social media, so I meet most of the vegan savages I met here were just in vegan restaurants, and that is so cool. And they come up and often, I just vlog, and they're like, hey, cool, what are you doing? Can I follow you? Where can I see that? And we talk for a bit, and then I can decide, do I want to talk with them, or do I want to listen to something? Do I want to be alone, like chill by myself and listen to something? Because you gotta learn how to chill by yourself, and traveling alone will teach you that. Go out of your comfort zone, and everything becomes basically your comfort zone, because you can chill by yourself. And if you're that kind of person, you like sitting at a bar, that's literally what bars are meant for single persons sitting there, eating and drinking and connecting with others. So just sit at the bar, make their new friends. If you like to drink alcohol, get a drink and connect. And as I said, I love vegan restaurants because they have the food I want, and I meet tons of like-minded people. It's so funny. So many people I know from Germany, I didn't even know they're here, and I just meet them like, what, you're here as well? And the vegan restaurants are the places where I meet them. And tons of vegan savages, and tons of people just talk to me because I'm this weird guy vlogging like crazy, then putting my phone out, doing Instagram stories, and they're like, oh, cool, what do you do? Where can I follow you? So, so now we got eating covered easily. And if you feel like just Netflix and chill, just take it to go back to your room, put some Netflix on, and enjoy your food. Easy as that. Then what else? Yeah, doing just stuff like, oh, I want to share these moments, like those adventures I'm going on, like all the sightseeing I do here. Have you heard of like public groups? Do public groups of hikes, of sightseeing stuff, going to a waterfall, riding a boat, take a surf lesson with other people, with a public group. And most of the people in the public group, they are single travelers as well. So they're also in the same position, and they're often like outgoing and they want to connect. And when you're alone, again, you're in this position where you want to connect with others. You speak more, you make new friends, you learn more about other people, you learn more about culture. I recommend always talk a bit to the staff. I learned so much always from the locals. Like I talk a bit to them, and if the English is good, like we keep talking. And most of the locals I talked to, they became subscribers at YouTube/Vegains because they see me vlogging. Like, oh cool, what do you do? Like our tour guide to the volcano, he's now a subscriber. Most of the people at the hotels and our villas, they're now my subscribers. And that's just fun. So, and then I just ask the locals like a bit of insights. But it's like 50-50. Or, I don't know, often I'm like, you live on this island forever and you don't know like this, like you're living next to the ferry and you don't know when the ferry leaves. Like I'm sure every week someone asks you that. No, anyway, no hate. It's just funny that some like the anyway. What am I talking here? So I recommend group tours or just go for your own adventures. And as I said, you will just meet people and then, hey, let's do this, let's do that. You will meet like-minded people, and especially if you go to the things that excite you. And that's what you find out traveling. And if you already know what excites you, then do the things, and there you will meet the people. As I said, vegan restaurants, a hotspot. If you like yoga, go to yoga classes. Guess what? You will meet tons of new people there. And especially after yoga, after Shavasana, you're like, chill. And that's a great place to meet new people, to meet hot chicks. Or like whatever sport you're into, like at CrossFit Wanderlust here in Canggu in Bali. I also met a couple of vegan savages. There was this one guy who was so nice. He was like, hey, you're like my mentor. I follow you for years and da-da-da. And I was like, thanks, bro. It's so nice to see you here just traveling. He did like 2 weeks of meditation, just silent meditation. He's just gathering so many cool experiences, and that I'm one of his mentors just warmed my heart. And seeing him just following his passions, that's always what makes me so happy. But what I was talking about, that go to the things that excite you and you will meet people. And it's not, I mean, the overall goal traveling alone for me is not to meet new people, but to just travel. But then that is just a side product, but it can easily happen. And that's the thing, when you travel alone, you can 100% make your own luck, whatever you want. Like, you're so free. If you haven't understood it yet, that is the greatest thing about traveling alone. No one is there like, oh, we have to wait for this, I have this issue, my scooter's broken, this, plane's changed, she's sick, this, that. I know caring about others is so great, but a trip where you only care about yourself, you're just so free, you just go, you can do whatever you want, do the things what excites you. There's no waiting, because you just go and do and experience, and that is just, embrace that. And that shaped me so much to the person who I am, because I truly found myself. And especially because I started to vlog. You know, vlogging with friends, if they also vlog, that is so easy, because you're in public, and if you're with friends, you pull out the cam and you start to talk to the cam. That's easy because you're like in a group. But let me tell you, vlogging alone, like you're in a restaurant, you're surrounded by people, just talking to yourself, there's no one else like in the cam, like da, 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 especially as crazy as I do it. That really gets you at the beginning out of the comfort zone when you do it alone. And because I mastered that, like, because I was at the point like, okay, I wait for the shot until these people passes, so they don't see me making here, I don't know, a funny scene, or I wait until I'm at home. I was like, fuck that shit. I'm 100% the person I am, wherever I am, and don't let the environment shape me. So I don't care what other people think about me. I don't make assumptions, so I just vlog alone wherever I am in public, be funny, whatever they think, I don't care. And mostly I think they think like, wow, this person is really out there, and I encouraging them to be themselves also in public. And nowadays I even love it so much more to be in public, that people react to when I vlog and get their reactions in the background. I think that's so funny. But I feel so comfortable now doing that, because I was a lot of the time by myself. You see it in Berlin. I'm mostly just by myself. I live alone, and I embraced it. I go out there and vlog, and I make the day fun, and just do it alone. And now, mastering the hardest thing of vlogging, doing it alone. Now vlogging is always easy for me, and I always feel comfortable. And again, it starts just by yourself. Anyway, you're probably not a vlogger, but I think you know what I mean. When you do something in a group, you're so much more in the comfort zone and it's easier. But when you learn doing that all alone, you're unstoppable. It's just you depend on no one. You make your own luck. All right, what else to talk about? I think you get this. I just wanted to talk about that you're not afraid to go somewhere alone. And, if you feel lonely, because you have... I really miss, as I said, eating also alone here, because here I constantly eat with other people and it's nice to connect. But I noticed that my input of just knowledge is so much less, because usually, like when I eat, I listen to podcasts, I listen to audiobooks, I listen to this and that, and I get so much more valuable input, what richly enhances my life. And here, when you're constantly with friends, that's nice, but you're just not getting much input in often. That's why, for example, I love to live alone. And like when I cook and stuff, and when I commute, I listen to something, and then I meet with friends and hang out with them and be totally in the moment with them and do something with them. And then on the way back and stuff, I listen to something, I read. But when you're constantly with others, often it's like, anyway, I'm totally rambling here. But I think you know what I mean. That I don't know. What else to talk about? I think you get this point, and then when you get this feeling of loneliness or whatever emotions you get, you can learn how to deal with them. So many things pop up that wouldn't have popped up if you're with friends, and then you can learn from that. Like, I'm alone. I have this feeling of loneliness. Where does this come from? What do I miss? What do I miss from home? And then you can truly get to know yourself. Like, what do you miss? What do you really like? And then, okay, I miss just being with other people, so I make my own luck. I just go out and all the stuff I mentioned and make more friends. Or, I don't know, I want sex. I go on Tinder. Just kidding. Or, I mean, if you want to. Just anyway. So, I think you're more convinced now to travel alone if you were scared of that. And as I said, there's no better or worse or anything. Like, it always is the situation. For me, it's like, I'm so enjoying this Bali trip with my ex-girlfriend, because recently in Berlin we haven't seen each other so much, because I'm so proud of her. She's hustling like crazy and working a lot, and I do the same. So, and she was in Luxembourg, so we didn't really see each other that much recently. So it's so nice to truly connect with her again and see that even though we're not a couple anymore, we're basically nothing has changed. It's still the moments we have together, the experience, they're exactly the same, and it's just nice to have such a close friend still like that. And then all the friends we met, like Axel, how much fun it is to vlog with him and get all the insights of Bali and so, and it's so great. But I'm also, both is just equally as great. I'm so looking forward also for my LA trip alone, because I will meet so many cool people who live there and get them on my podcast and just have this freedom again, because I just loved it so much. I'm really sensitive, is that the right word, when it comes to time and stuff. Like when we're meeting somewhere, or at sometimes when we want to go at a certain time, I'm always ready at the right time, mostly, but almost always, and then I just want to go. And then if people take 20 minutes longer, and I'm like, and that is just a feeling I hate, because they steal my most valuable asset, which is time. And then again, when you travel alone, you just go. There is no waiting. There is no wasting of your most valuable asset. You never wait, and yeah. But then it's again, traveling with other people, just find reliable people. So if you're on time, if you are organized, be human being who sticks to our appointments, then that's a big plus. And that's something I value a lot in people, because it's often rare, I feel like, that people just come too late, and then they text, oh, I come a bit later, and oh, I don't come today, even though we blended for like 5 minutes before we meet. They say like, oh, something changed. That's something I don't like. I like people. Anyway, I just said that. So I closed this podcast down now. How did you like it? Please let me know. Just myself talking about things I want to talk about. And as I said, I have many topics I want to talk about, which I named you at the beginning of the podcast. Solo episodes, but don't you worry, also a lot of guests I have planned here in Bali, and then in LA, and then in Berlin, so just stay tuned. Will I upload this also on my YouTube channel? I think so. Because I know it's 2019, but many people still don't know how to access a podcast. I know, it's weird, but I understand. I also listen. I mean, I don't understand, but it's so easy to access podcasts. Just get a podcast app. But I also listen to a lot of podcasts on YouTube. So, I think I will upload. I think I will upload all my podcasts to YouTube, not just my guest podcast. I don't know. With the uploading here, it takes anyway, I'm just in my head now. That is how I talk to myself, and I just do that now with you. So I don't want to bother with you. I don't want to bother you what's going on in my brain right now. You will see this episode either also on YouTube or just on my Vegains podcast. Anyway, I'm so thankful that you borrowed me your time, or you gave me your time for the last 30 minutes. And I hope you took something out of that. And I would love to get your feedback. And if you haven't done it yet, 5 stars on iTunes, that would mean the world to me. Just go to iTunes, Vegains Podcast, or just go to Google, type in Vegains Podcast iTunes, click on it, 5 stars, write a review, and it helps this podcast a lot. So, thank you so much for listening. Until next time, I hope I see you in my vlogs. And peace out. I need to think about a good outro I think I just do the same as I do my vlogs, like instead of thanks for watching, I say thanks for listening. Thanks for listening, but it's not until tomorrow, because I don't do podcast every single day. Should I change it? Daily podcast? No, not yet. I don't want to overshare. Or maybe so. I don't know. I just do it like that. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Peace. Eat your chickpeas. Out.